What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Destiny. In the last episode, we finished off pretty much everything there was to do in Dares of Eternity and earned ourselves the Forerunner sidearm, which I originally was not planning to use in this episode, but some things have changed. Some things have changed in that I realized just how little I have to work with in trying to solo this dungeon that I've actually never soloed before. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, Grasp of Avarice. This is a very funny little dungeon, and much like everything else here in the 30th Anniversary Pack, there is a whole lot of homages to past Bungie stuff, but Grasp of Avarice in particular is the one thing that pays homage to Destiny 1, and you will see why once we get in there. If you remember the news from back when Destiny 1 first launched, you may have heard the legends, the tales of the Loot Cave. And I actually brought it up in this Let's Play a very long time ago, once upon a time. The Loot Cave was a place where enemies would spawn infinitely, and players would shoot at it for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, hoping engrams would drop so they could get themselves more gear. Now, this turned out to not be that cost-effective, but Bungie nerfed it anyway because they felt like players were depending on it too much. But it was a very famous event, and as an homage, they made this dungeon, Grasp of Avarice, which starts with us investigating the Loot Cave in the very spot where it began. Now, this is how this build that I put together works. It is going to rely heavily on Callus Mini Tool getting the job done here. So, I have some new fragments on my Solar subclass that are all going to be necessary for what we're about to do. I have powered melee attacks that make me radiant. Every single time I get a kill with a solar weapon, this increases the duration of radiance. I also have a restoration grenade that allows me to get more restoration, or get restoration timer going, and then if I get more kills, that increases the restoration timer, and I'm just basically constantly self-healing with it, which is awesome. On top of everything else, we have the mechanic for this dungeon, which we are introduced to right off the bat. You see the Burden by Riches times 20 here. This is the mechanic. Every single time you kill Hive, and later Fallen in this dungeon, they are going to drop these things that appear to be exotic engrams. They are not engrams, they are burdens by which they are going to kill you once the timer runs down, but you can refresh the timer every single time you pick up more. Now, there's a cool catch to these burdens. There's two catches. One, the bad catch is that they will eventually explode and disappear after a while. The good catch is that if you get to times 10 at all, it instantly refills your super energy, and we are going to be relying on this a lot in this dungeon to be doing excessive amounts of damage. DPS phases, I can promise you right now, are going to be very, very slow, so we're going to have to be careful here. Now, I do have a, right there, incandescent Callus Mini Tool, which is going to cause me lots of ignitions as I make my way through this dungeon, which is going to hopefully get me a whole lot of bonuses, especially because I do also have something that gives me more better ignitions and also applies more scorch stacks. And on top of everything else, I also have a fragment that allows me to get more restoration the more solar kills that I get. I've also got solar weapon surges on, recuperation, which gives me health every single time I pick up an orb. I've got just lots of ways to get orbs, lots of ways to get grenade energy back between things like bomber, as well as impact induction, which every time I get melee kills, that gives me more grenade energy. I got a solar loader on. I've also got hands on because I am going to be throwing lots of knives out, as well as a heavy ammo finder that is going to come in handy from time to time. And I do actually have my Eager Edge sword equipped, but only for this first part, because we're going to be doing a lot of platforming here. Now, this right here, I'm going to pick this up.
Day 2. I'm thinking that damn Vandal outsmarted us. When we chased him into the Loot Cave, I was sure he'd lead us right to the source of the treasure. But this just looks like a regular cave. I haven't told the team we're lost, but Bismarck's getting suspicious. That ghost is too clever for his own good. Not ready to turn back. There's treasure here. There's got to be.
That character right there, he is important. Please pay attention to him. It'll all make sense a little bit later. For now, I get to show off Forerunner's effect here. So look at the range that this thing has. It hits like an absolute freaking truck. Now, when I want to take out really powerful enemies from far away, this is what I'm going to be using for the time being. But if I ever need to platform anywhere, I'm going to be using the sword because look how far the lunge distance is on this thing. This is what makes Eager Edge such an interesting perk. I'm going to be relying on it quite a bit for the platforming in here, especially for some later parts because it is going to come in a lot of handy. Let's also throw those out as I just continue to kill whatever's in here. Let's get that ignition to go off. I'm also creating lots of fire sprites. Fire sprites, every time you pick them up, also give me additional grenade energy, so that's nice as well. And now we can start to get into the gimmicks of this dungeon as we head further down. Now, obviously, none of this is the hard part. The hard part comes later when we're going to be fighting a boss, and we're going to have a lot of things shooting at us, and we're going to die very easily, and yada, yada, yada. It's not fun. I tried to get my resil somewhat high, but I just am kind of hopeless with the stuff that I have at the moment. I've got way too many things that have, like, no resil whatsoever. I'm really just leaning on my helmet and gloves here. But I do also have an arc, solar, and void resistance all on my chest, which should make it so I take at least a little bit less damage. Now, this dungeon was really fun to do on day one because this was a great opportunity to see your friends get trolled by a whole lot of things in this. So Bungie set up traps all over the place to confuse you with certain things. To try to get certain doors open. You'll see here, I'm going to activate this. Now, there is a plate right there. If you step on that plate, you will die. I'm going to jump over it. I'm going to activate this, and then hop over it again, and this is going to open the door. Oh, but it gets better. So you may think, oh, I just got to jump across the gap and activate something over there. No, actually, what you want to do is land on this platform. It's going to fall out from underneath you, and then you want to jump down here and activate that. Now we're just going to jump up and around and then continue heading this way. Now, I said I probably am not going to be able to do a flawless run of this on this character, which is true. However, I am still going to try, so I'm not going to put myself into harm's way willingly at any point in time here. But, now we're just going to head over to this far left pipe, step on this, and this will allow us to go up. Any of the other pipes will kill you. Let's continue heading up. There are more traps to be seen up ahead. Don't step on that. That will kill you. That switch. This floor will also fall out from under you. Jump over that. There's a lot of traps here, and there's more to come. All right. Now we get into the fun part. So this part right here is a traversal section. We're going to be making our way through. But every time you enter one of these rooms, you first of all have to watch out for these because those will pop up spikes that will instantly kill you. But then you also got Thrall running around, and we're going to need to take these guys out. So let's get Radiant going here. We'll just start blowing them up. I'll kind of let them come to me so I don't end up walking into something stupid here as we just kind of take them all out. I'm relying a lot on my incandescent. It's doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Then we're going to want to activate that, and that's going to open up this next opening here. And we're going to have to use our sword to get across the gap here. Oh gosh, that's the one thing about Eager Edge is it can actually take you too far sometimes. Okay, there is a plate in this room as well to watch out for. Just be wary. I don't know why that thing exploded. I think you know what? I think I know exactly why it exploded. I'm pretty sure that cursed thrall stepped on one of those plates and the spikes killed it. Yep, there's the plate right there. Okay, let's just go around that. And we're just going to be kind of taking our time through this first section. Now let's activate the next one, and we're sort of just proceeding along this whole area until we get to this part. Now this is how we're going to open the big blast doors that are on either side of the room. So let's just go across. Now, Eager Edge is nice and all, but this is not me demonstrating its full movement tech capabilities. Not yet. We will do that later. This is the switch you're going to need to pull to open everything up. But now is where things get a little bit complicated. Okay? We're going to need to open this back up. And we can't get in through that door yet because we have to get all the way back to that door. It is locked by a switch that is on the other side. I need to make my way in reverse now, back over. Now, if you have 3 people, they can just wait on the other side and open it up for you, as you're supposed to have in these dungeons. But if you're doing this solo, it's a little bit more of a trek. We also have that Shrieker that now spawned in the middle that we're also going to have to worry about. Luckily, that Thrall just killed itself, so I will take it. I am going to go this way. Yeah, okay. So here's the Shrieker. I can take this guy out with just my Forerunner there. Cool. Okay, and now we have this guy over here. Let's get rid of him with that. That is going to come in handy a lot. I hope I don't have to lean on Forerunner too much, but there are a lot of times in this dungeon where it's going to be nice. Here's the problem, though, is for all the cautiousness and carefulness that you can play through this dungeon, there is a part in this dungeon that's almost kind of a crapshoot unless you know exactly what you're doing. And generally, I actually do not, so that honestly might just end our run right then and there. Okay, let's go back in this room one more time as we make our way through here. Yep, step on that, please. Thank you. Cool. We just got to get rid of this guy. Come on. Die. Thank you. Okay. Grabbing all sorts of heavy. Let's open up this door, and this will allow us further access into this main part right here. We're just going to kind of say, hello, surprise, enjoy my knives. There we go. And take this guy out. Die. Okay. Cool. Now, let's open this door, and we are good to proceed. That's how you get through that first section. On to the next section. Okay, there's going to be Fallen spawning in here, and we're going to need to take them out. But there's also going to be Hive spawning in here as well, and they also need to die. So I've got my submachine gun for exactly this reason. That wizard's also very silly. A lot of times it'll just kind of fall off a cliff, which I find quite hilarious. Now, we're looking for, on either side of these, and I think that's actually it right there, we are looking specifically for a switch that's going to open up an adjacent door. We're going to pull this. However, I also want to point one other thing out, if I can see it in here somewhere. Although I am not going to grab it because it's not going to do me any good, given that this is my first run of the dungeon on this account. So hold tight. We just opened a door, and that's going to spawn... Oh, more enemies. Yes, indeed. Please die. There we go. Almost. Okay, we'll kill you. That gets me my knife trick back. A little too far away to kill all of them, so let me kill them this way. There we go. Get Ember of Tempering going so I can get some more heals here. Now, I don't think there are any switches to worry about in this part that are going to kill you. So you can just go through here and do that. Okay, maybe now I can see the chest. There it is. Okay, right up there. That is a secret chest. If you've done runs of this dungeon before, you can get an additional piece of gear from that chest. It'll always be something that you already have, though, so you need to unlock the loot table of this dungeon further if you want to get good things out of it. Okay. Keep knocking these wizards out, and I missed a lot of shots on that mag there. Get out of here as you drop heavy that I don't need. All right, so that is going to get me over here as I do that. Let's get more scorch stacks going, and then we'll get an ignition. The trick with Scorch, generally, is if you can Scorch something without killing it, you want to then get Incandescent going on the thing next to it, because that's what's going to cause your ignitions. It'll just be enough Scorch stacks to really get things going. I do have Bombardiers on, though, and that can always get more Scorch stacks, but that's going to be necessary in more close quarters environments. All right, that should blow you up, but this guy has a lot of health. And we're going to need to take him out because he has a Scorch Cannon. We're going to need to take this to the opposite side of the room. This is how we're going to get the door open to proceed. And you know it's the opposite side of the room. Well, one, because it has 4, but 2, because it has that thing right there. That is an important thing to keep in mind because they are going to come in handy a lot in this dungeon. All right, I don't actually know if I'm going to, with any confidence, if I'm going to make this jump. So I'm going to put myself in the best possible position to do it. Okay, definitely need to work on my mobility. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot in there. And we're going to hold it until it gets to the 3rd stage, upon which we're going to let go. And that will open the door fully. But it gets even more crazy. Okay, I'm going to drop this. And what we're going to want to do is, you see these little divots in the wall? That one, right there. We need to sprint towards that. Go, 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 go. Barrel. That right there will kill you if you don't get in the divot fast enough. And you can't activate it if you only go to the first one. It's there specifically to surprise you. So do keep that in mind. Okay, we are pretty much in the clear now. All that remains is the first encounter, which is a big ogre boss. So let's just continue. Now, I hate this jump right here, and just as a precaution, I'm actually going to switch to stompies here, just so that I make the gap, because I hate that jump, and I have died on it many, many times as a hunter because it can just be rough to make your way across. Okay, now we are going to be switching weapons. And this is where I'm going to need to get a little bit cute with the things that I'm using. So I've been using Solar Surge up to this point. My Bombardiers they're honestly not my favorite. I'm actually going to get rid of my Intellect mod, specifically so that I can equip a Stasis mod here, actually. Because my best opportunity for doing damage is actually this thing right here, Fire and Forget. I could switch off and try to go with like Lament. I have Leviathan's Breath, but I don't have the Catalyst, so it's not really worth it. Two-Tailed Fox can be good, but again, don't have the Catalyst, so neither of them are really worth it all that much. So I'm gonna go with Fire and Forget for this. And there is Void and Arc damage in this one, not so much Solar. There is a little bit of Solar, but not a ton. Oh, but then I'd have to get rid of my recovery mod, wouldn't I? Nah, we'll just keep it. All right, we're just going to have to go with what we have. So right here is where we're going to put our banner. And that boss right there That is what we're going to be going up against. I'm actually going to use stoppies one more time to get across this gap. Okay. Let's head over, and then we can explain how this fight works. So let me get my bombardiers out. We're going to get to work killing some hive. So, the way this works is we are going to be grabbing more burdens. Like I said, there's going to be a few of these. We're just going to take each of the hive out. Only the hive drop them in this encounter. Not the thrall, though. Only acolytes and knights do. Thrall just kind of run at you and cause problems. You're going to want to make sure you're getting rid of these burdens by running over to this crystal right here. Now, the boss is going to be shooting at you the entire time, so do be aware of that. Once I get my recovery going, I can move around, and luckily the Fallen will generally distract him. Now, once this guy goes down, which is what he's shooting at right now, the Scorch Cannon is going to become available, and we're going to need it to open either one of these doors. Now, you see this part? This means this little plate in the front means that this one is locked, so we need to go through the other door instead, as I'm going to do that really quickly just to get some stuff going. Okay, I'm going to grab this. You can actually pick this Scorch Cannon up from underneath the balcony so you don't have to get in harm's way. And what I'm going to do is, and honestly, I kind of almost just want to wait this out, but I think I'll be okay if I run in there with my unrelenting Callus Mini tool. We're going to shoot at that. We're going to hold all the way, and as soon as it gets to the third stage, we're going to run. Okay, here we go. So, now we're going to need to take out as many acolytes as we possibly can in here and get all of their burdens of riches. So just take them all out, like so. We've also got knights. And eventually, we're going to want to be quick in here because eventually this is going to close on us. And we don't have all the time in the world. I'm actually going to use this on this guy, on those guys, just because they are so difficult to kill. Make sure you don't miss any burdens or you're going to be at this for a very, very long time. Now, some of the acolytes will walk out. That is perfectly okay. Grab all of these. We've almost got them all. There we go. And the more of these I kill, the more my Unrelenting will proc, actually, and that's also good for me. So now another Fallen Skiff is flying in. That's going to drop down another Scorch Cannon for us to get because ours despawned because I got rid of it. I'm going to hide behind the crystal. Boss should not be able to get to me from here as long as I am directly opposed to it. Now I can start killing all of these guys and getting ignitions going. So that's going to get my Restoration and Radiant maxed out at 12 seconds, which is good for me because that way I can survive what he throws at me more. All right. Almost got him. Let's do that. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I'm going to use Forerunner on this guy to take him out. There we go. This is the main reason I have it. Now, let's grab the Scorch Cannon again, and we're going to open the other door. And it's kind of just a game of going back and forth, picking up all the burdens that you can in each section, and then moving on. I believe you need a total of 30 dunked to start the damage phase. So let's drop that one. Okay. There we go. Let's throw that out. Now, the only problem with this room is that the boss can actually see you from here a bit more easily because you're actually in his line of sight. So be careful going through here. I do have Resto going, which is fine. Let's get... I did not mean to kill you with that. Let's get that. There we go. I just want to make sure that I'm constantly keeping Resto going here. So let's pick up more Burdens of Riches. And remember, if I wanted to use my super in this instance, I absolutely could because getting to times 10 instantly refills it. So by picking all that up right there, I would have my super back. So something to keep in mind. I may have lost out on some burdens, though, because I think some burdens despawned on me, and that's not going to do me any good. So I'm probably going to have to go into the main room one more time. The main thing here is just avoid the boss's line of sight. Everything else is fine. Like, you can manage that. You can manage everything else killing you or shooting at you as long as you have something like Invis active or Devour or Restoration. These are all things that are designed to keep you alive. Now that I have dropped all of those... Oh! It is actually damage time. Okay, I had more than I thought. All right, this is where things are going to get interesting. So, I'm going to hide back here, and I am going to start doing damage on this guy as much as I can, which is not going to be easy to do. And I'm going to try to get Focus Fury going. Okay, okay, okay. We need to be really careful. He is making his way up here. That's fine. I'm going to throw that up there. Get Radiant going a little bit. And let them... They're going to keep firing. I'm just kind of making my way around the room. This is actually a pretty good spot to go, is like right here. It looks like... Okay, it looks like his health is gated again, so we're done with that damage phase. Wasn't a ton, but that's pretty much what I'm going to be relying on for most of this run as it is. Because, like I said, I don't really have a whole lot of good DPS options here. All right, on to the next one. We're just going to basically be repeating this ad nauseum until we can eventually kill this guy. I could have done a lot better with my heavy, but whatever. It's fine. I will definitely live. Okay, let's start killing some. as we get these going. I could definitely stand to do that, especially because I can always get that off and then start killing more of them. Come on, get that going. Kill him, please. Thank you. I don't know if that was enough to keep Resto up. I think it's up still. Yeah, no, it is not. Okay, that's a problem. Let's kill this guy, if possible. Okay, it looks like I just missed out on one, which is a problem. Did have a burden explode on me. Let's grab a few of those. Okay, there's my super back. Let's grab that. All right, we're good. And I am definitely being chased by Thrall. Okay, this is where things are getting interesting. Use the Thrall as unrelenting fodder just to get my health back. And now I'm going to run down here, avoiding the boss. Okay, this is where you got to be really careful, as he can absolutely track you in situations like that. So you just got to hide, let the Fallen distract him. Once you hit this, your timer is going to stop counting down, so you're good as long as you make it to the crystal. Let's just kill all of them. I think I got rid of the last of my burdens, so we're good. Let's keep going. I'm going to use this opportunity to kill some of these dregs because they are going to keep my restoration topped off. If I can kill them before he does. All right, now, sir, you want to keep doing that? Quit moving. Thank you. Okay. Now let's go grab that and then slide back. Okay, we're fine. I'm almost up to another one. I'm going to probably go in and lead with a knife trick on this one and then do a melee, which I think should be probably pretty good. Let's do that. And then if I can add that to it as well. There we go. Okay, I think that was some pretty good damage there. Okay, oh, no, restoration is not still going. That is a problem. Go, 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 go. Thank you. All right, we're fine. Just keep grabbing them. I'm just going to avoid this guy for a moment as I get into position. There we go. All right, all is well. I grabbed 11 of them. Oh, there is some that made it out. Okay, that makes sense. All right, and I know that there's going to be more Thrall coming up. I got to get rid of these guys. Let's throw a grenade. Get some of that going. See if we can get an ignition off. That's going to put that burden right there. Okay, I do have what's-his-face shooting at me. Oh, can I get that one, please? Thank you. All right. And remember, just keep in mind, every single time you pick up the burdens, it resets your timer, so you are fine. Let's do that. Okay, there we go. Let's keep going with the unrelenting here. Perfect. Okay, he is now damageable. Let's hit him with that. An entire blade barrage. Luckily, he is very easy to hit. Now, honestly, I would rather go to the left side than the right side. I know I keep ending up over here. It's just kind of working out that way. Okay, I'm actually getting Focus Fury going, which is good. All right, we need to be really careful here. I need to get rid of you. You need to go away, sir. Okay, let's keep doing damage. What we can. I'm going to do that, and then also throw another one at you. Okay, nope, that was not enough. I was hoping to get an ignition off before all was said and done, but I could not quite manage that. And I'm actually going to cut myself off here and put an end to this episode because this fight ended up being so long that this video needed to be split into 2 parts. So we're going to end it here, but we will finish off this fight in the next episode, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much, and I will see you all in the next one.